We have seen before that very often the reason for an error is not in the line that actually drops the error message, so it's somewhere in the previous code. And in more complex projects with more complex code, that is actually the normal case. But we don't have to go through hundreds or thousands of coding lines to find the problem, because Python helps us to trace back the error. So in one of the earlier videos, I said that the error message contains a lot of helpful information. And so far, we just scratched the surface here. And now let's consider a more complex example. And let me just use a trading strategy backtesting example. So we need a couple of packages and libraries like pandas, numpy, and matplotlib. And then we have here the class conBacktester. So that's a class for the vectorized backtesting of simple contrarian trading strategies. And we have here quite a lot of methods and many coding lines. And now let's define here the class. And probably you haven't seen this code before, and at a first glance you don't understand too much here. But the key message is it doesn't matter, because Python allows you to trace back an error in no time, and at least you can localize and narrow down the problem. And finally you can say, okay, this method or even this single line of code causes the problem. And that's actually pretty great. So let's go on here with our example. And first of all, we need some inputs for our backtest. And then we create an instance of the conBacktester class with the inputs saved in tester. And then we run here one method of the backtester class, the test strategy method. And we pass here the argument 51 to the Windows parameter. And now when calling the method here, Python drops an error. And obviously we get here an error when we call the method test strategy. So in this Python module, which means here in this Jupyter notebook in line 5 or cell 5, when calling the method test strategy, and therefore to further understand what was going wrong, we have to go inside the test strategy method, and we actually call or define test strategy here in this Jupyter notebook in a line or in cell 2. So this is cell 2 where we define the class. And we have to go to line 92 where we call the method printPerformance in this test strategy method. Now let's run here the backtest, and we should get another error. So it's once again an attribute error, and we start here with the method test strategy. Then the traceback leads us to print performance, and then again to calculate annualized mean. And also here the problem is in line 239. And now in the next step, we go inside the pandas library, and there we find the problem in line 5465. So there's no need to go inside a package or library, for example, a pandas library.